Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Zisteau. Welcome back to Spawn Village or Bust. Last episode, we managed to make it this close to the Spawn Village. We're almost there. It's taken us 40 episodes of traveling in one direction. It's been an epic journey. We're going to leave our little overnight hidey hole here. And our little observation platform we built overnight. Turns out, actually, that Pause on Pause paid us a visit and left us the glorious present of a Canadian flag for Canada Day. But that's not the purpose of this video. Today we're going to be continuing our journey to the Spawn Village. And of course, I am doing a parody of... Oh, hello, Goober. Come with us, Goober. I'm doing a parody of Kurt J. Maxx, Far Lands Are Bust. And just last Saturday, he had his 50% milestone video live stream. And I was actually supposed to show up for that, and I totally spaced out and forgot. And to make up for that, I decided to do a video like this in the same style. And basically what I want to do is Kurt just released his 50% milestone video. And after finishing his 50% milestone video, he is currently up to 84% of the way towards his goal in his Child's Play charity. He's raised $24,768.12 out of his goal of $29,220. So he's at 84%, which means, and this is the funny part, that he is currently, let's see, 3 videos behind. He now has to do a 60% milestone video, a 70% milestone video, and an 80% milestone video. And so I thought, how funny would it be if I do a video to try and raise some money for him for Child's Play, and we get him all the way up to 100, so he will now be 5 videos behind. And indeed, I do want to raise some money for Child's Play charity. It is a charity, if you're not familiar with it, that donates toys and games to children in hospitals to sort of improve their quality of life while they're in a really depressing, shitty situation. Medical research is very important, but the sort of mental outlook of children while they're trying to get treated for things like cancer or other diseases that afflict children, their mental outlook on life is incredibly important to their healing. And so Child's Play charity tries to... Is Goober still with me, or did he get left behind? I hope to have him the whole time. I went to all that trouble to give him glasses in the texture pack, Kurt J. Maxx style, like Sparky, and it turns out it didn't. He may have been left behind, I'm not sure. They're supposed to teleport to you when you get to land, so we'll see when we get here. But I'm going to do a Far Lands or Bust style video. We're going to be walking all the way to the Spawn Village. We're going to reach our goal in this one video, this one-off, and we'll try to get Kurt all the way up to 100%. Oh, zombies! Get it! Get the zombies! Get. And let's see. I might as well kill some sheep. I have 2 beds, but who knows how long this trip is going to take. I have a number of supplies. Give me all your wool, sheep. And I have not seen Goober. I think we left him behind. Hopefully he's still at the house. Hopefully I didn't lose him forever. I am quite fond of Goober. Anyway, if you'd like to donate to Far Lands or Bust charity, Child's Play charity through Far Lands or Bust, you can go to farlandsorbust.com, and there will be a link in the description. You can donate through a widget there. It's very simple. Just follow the instructions. I think there may be guidelines for what kind of donations. I don't think it matters, though. Any size donation is good. Let's try to get him to 100%. Let's try to get some kids some toys. And let's try to give him more work, because he's not busy enough. He needs. We need to give him 5 milestone videos to make up. And this video is a little bit different because Kurt plays in 1.7.3 and I'm playing in the current patch 2.3 point whatever. So I actually have to bring food with me. Oh, you know what? I wanted to have that on my bar. And that is actually accurate, so we can head directly to spawn with it. And in Kurt J. Mac fashion, I have some viewer questions here, which I've made up for the video. I thought about leaving this a mystery, but I knew that if I didn't say up front that the questions are fake, that people would be confused, and I would get a lot of comments about are the questions real or not, and that kind of thing. Anyway, Razamataz86 asks, what's better in your opinion, the fire axe or the sledgehammer? And I'd have to say that the fire axe is better. It's not as heavy as the sledgehammer. The sledgehammer does do more knockback, and it's probably more likely to kill zombies in a one-hit kill. But the sledgehammer is extremely heavy, and you also can't swing it if you are fully exhausted. So I would have to say fire axe all the way. Continuing on, indeed. Let's see. Sylvain will be 211 asks, what will be your next prank? And well, I've decided that at some point when I was going to visit B00's, here we go to, this is actually Ethos right here. This is Ethos' place that I'm sailing past. I didn't know I was this close to him. I mean, I've gone to his place, obviously, because I pranked him, but I haven't gone to visit him without traveling through the Nether. And to do that, you have to go all the way back to the hub. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yes, my next prank will be against B00's arena. I noticed a while ago that the arena sort of, it looks a little bit like a giant eye socket, and so I'm going to make a gigantic eye in the center so that it looks like there's just some monstrous gigantic eye sitting there. And hopefully that'll be funny. I've been collecting enough wool for that. It's going to take a lot. I've been planning it for a while, so expect lots of thumbnails with eyeballs to hint towards that, but don't tell anyone else if they haven't seen this video. It's supposed to be secret. Don't tell anyone I'm doing this. I actually brought beds with me for this video. The sun is going down on our first night. Doc M is online though, but we're going to build a bed anyway, and we're going to leave it here just for fun. Okay, so right when we get to this shore, let's go ahead and build our first bed place since it's nighttime. And I thought of something fun to do for this. We're going to make a tower pretty high up that we can get rid of later rather easily, and it's kind of handy that we're right next to the water because we'll be able to jump off. I did bring ender pearls, but I didn't plan to really use them much because it would speed up the process too much. I wanted to actually walk. I didn't want to do too much sprinting either. I'm not sure exactly how long the video is going to be. There will probably be a commercial break about halfway through. So let's go ahead and make a proper elevated bed here. And I'll even leave a sign so it can be a little Easter egg for people who happen to explore here later. And I will set my spawn here. I don't anticipate dying just walking through the environment. I do have iron armor on. I've got a sword with knockback and sharpness IV. So I should be okay. I've also got a bow with power 1. Some nice picks, a shovel, a compass, a bucket, some meat. Okay, let's see, some dirt now, because we're gonna leave it up here. Yes, indeed. Indeed. Let's get the bed out. There we go. And let's light it up, right? This is how you do it. You light it up like this. And I made it an extra space wide so we can leave a sign here. Spawn village or bust episode. What episode am I on now? Mindcrack 40. I guess 41. I just did episode 40, didn't I? There we go. Spawn village or bust episode 41. I.e. Zistau's Mindcrack number 41. And he's online, so I can't actually. Whoa! I'm gonna have to actually wander through the night, but I'm gonna leave it up here. Hey oh! Oh God! Don't die. That would be really sucky. Okay, get back above water, and then we will get our gravel back. The landscape is dangerous here. Okay, here we go. And then the bed should just be up there, unless someone ever decides to go get it for whatever reason. Let me take a sip of water. That is a lot of gravel. It's still coming. Indeed, indeed. Oh, I forgot to snore when I went to sleep. Darn it. Darn it. I have a whole list of Kurt J. Mack-isms, and I totally forgot to do that. All right. So, moving on. Let's see. Tom Baker is cooler than Dave and Tedden asks, what was your first gaming console? And let's see. When I was real young, we used to go visit my parents' family, and my cousins, when I was really young, had an Atari 2800, which we used to play on basically for Christmas. I'm gonna avoid these guys. Go away, go away, go away. Just not worried about you guys. So they had an Atari 2800, which we played on the holidays around Christmas time and on summer vacation when we would go visit them. But my first real... Oh God. Hurt! Hurt! Come get some, Skelly! Yeah, and you're dead. Alright, the first console that we actually owned was an Intellivision, which is sort of similar to an Atari 2600. It was in the same generation. Sort of think of the way Nintendo, or not Nintendo, but Xbox and PlayStation are rivals now. Intellivision was sort of that lesser rival to Atari. Kind of, I guess a better analogy would be to compare it to Sega and Nintendo, when Sega was trying to keep up with Nintendo before they stopped making hardware. Anyway, me and my younger brother inherited that from our two older brothers, and there was an age gap there. So they were away in college, and we were... Oh, man, some reloading. They went away, and I'm missing chunk here. They were away for college, and we sort of inherited that from them, and there was a number of games that were really good for that. Several of them were sort of cross-releases that you might be familiar with from the Atari. But the cool thing about the Intellivision was that it had this really forward-thinking controller. It had actually sort of an analog disc. It wasn't a joystick, it was a disc where you would have to push the edge of the circle in the direction you wanted to move. It was a great idea. The hardware just really wasn't there though, and it was it tended to break, and you would have to like push on the thing so hard. It was like a workout for your hands trying to use this controller. And then there was 8 buttons. It was basically like a phone. And if you think where you talk in was the disc, and then the numbers 0 through 9 and pound and ampersand or whatever the different symbols on it were. What is that? Let's go see this. I don't recall this. Is this, I remember when we sailed this way back when I started this series. We sailed right by Michael's place. And this might be that. This looks like a roller coaster or something. These look like rails. Maybe these are dispensers. I don't know. There's a boat there. What is this? What is this craziness? Oh, what's here? Oh, okay. We went right over it. Oh, are we in Goodland already? Gosh, I barely started this stupid video. Is this Goodland? I think this is Goodland. I thought this video would take way longer than this. Apparently not. Didn't it take me like 2 or 3 episodes to get here the first time? I think it did. We're in Goodland. Well, this is going to be a short trip. This was anticlimactic much. Let's go kill some mobs. It had this really crazy controller, which was nothing at all like you would see on the Atari at the time. Let me get some distance here. I don't want to die on my inaugural Spawn Village or Bust episode. One off or not, we're this close to our goal. Hey yo, come get some zombie. Oh, zombles. Come get some zombles. Yeah, so it had the number pad, and then it had the ones on the, and it also had like 2 buttons on the sides, which is I guess like the first shoulder buttons way before Super Nintendo did it. And there was a number of real good games. The one I remember most was called Sea Battle. And Sea Battle, it's amazing how complicated this game was for when it was released. And this is before the Nintendo Entertainment System. So this is, I don't know, what do you call it, 4-bit graphics? This is a really primitive system. But basically with Sea Battle, you would start off with 2 players. One in the bottom left of this world map, which was basically the ocean with a bunch of islands in the middle, and a harbor in the bottom left for one player, and a harbor in the top right for the other player. And using the different buttons, the Good Night Inn. Using the different buttons, you could spawn in different types of boats or ships, and they all had different properties. There was a battleship, a destroyer, a PT boat, a submarine, and you had a mine sweeper and a mine layer, and they all had different properties, and sort of some had more hit points, some did more damage, some could shoot farther, some moved faster. Like the PT boat didn't take much to kill, but it was really fast. It could zip around. So anyway, you would spawn in certain boats, and you could also spawn in a type of boat called a mine layer, and you could have that boat go around and lay mines on stuff, and whenever your opponent would run across that on the world map, their ships would blow up. But you could make these fleets of ships and travel around the map. You could have multiple fleets. You could switch between your fleets, and then when your fleet ran into another with the other player's fleet, your guys would let's see, what time is it? I want to make another bed right in the middle of the spawn village. Oh, we'll make another one anyway, even though the sun's coming up, just to be silly for the video. So when your fleet would run into another guy's fleet, you would fight. You would go to like a fight screen where you would see all the different ships, and you could switch between the ships. Let's put it right in the middle of town to be obnoxious about it. I was thinking about putting it there, but let's keep going. You could put it right in the middle of the village. You could put it. You could move around the ships. You could shoot them, and it was a really complicated game. And my brother didn't really know how to play, and I never really told him how to play, and he used to rage so hard when I would beat him, because it was a really complicated game, and if you didn't know how to play, it was hard to just grasp, you know, just by experimentation. Okay, so Trial by Stone asks, do you own 3D glasses in real life? No, I don't. I'm not Kurt J. Mack. You must be thinking, you must be confused, you must be, you know, watching the wrong video. But please donate to Chaz Play Charity through farlandserbust.com anyway. Oh, oh god, we have to come over here. This is his building. Guan Yu's Beautiful Beard 1728 asks, who do you think is the best builder on Mindcrack? This question gets asked a lot. And in my humble opinion, I am H.O. The Mindcrack Royal Observatory. I would say everyone has sort of different styles, but I think it's sort of a tie between Arcus and Vintage Beef. I'd say they're both tied for the best builder on the server. They both have a very good... This is Arcus's building. Whoa! Okay, sorry. this one right here. Look at all these crazy details. Arcus is really good at little details and using basically the full palette of blocks. See all the stairs? There's like upside down stairs, right side up stairs. There's fences used. All kinds of little details. It's a little bit overwhelming though, I would say. If I would give one, and I'm not trying to tell other people how to build, because I do like the way Arcus builds. But if I would give one little feedback on this, I would say it's a little bit too much detail. I think it needs some sort of smoother parts to draw your eye to the detail. It's kind of like a shark trying to pick out, you know, one fish out of a school of fish, and it gets confused because there's so many fish. You've heard that story, I'm sure, of how sometimes sharks have a hard time hunting fish in schools because there's so many little targets and they can't pick. I think similarly, there's so many details in this. It's hard to sort of, you know, relax your eye on the thing and see the whole thing at once. I think if there were a little bit more smoother sections, then the details would even be more highlighted because it wouldn't be nothing but details. But I do really like that building. That building's really cool. I like the other stuff Arcus builds, and I also really like Vintage B for the similar reason. They both use like the full palette of, is that Good's name here? Is it like a G for Good? They both use the full palette of blocks available to them. They have really good sense of details as well as the overall shape of a building. Whoops. I was just going to peek in your furnace there, buddy. Oh, is this the Mars bedroom? I don't remember which one was the Mars bedroom. I remember him making that. Leather helmets. Now we're snooping around his place. Lovely. We've gone from spawn village or bust and reached our goal rather easily, actually. I mean, it's taken him 150 something episodes to try to get to the Farlands. I mean, come on, buddy. Quit slacking. And let's see, let's go upstairs. JSRF Rules asks, Silva or Sunin this Saturday? So people who don't pay attention to mixed martial arts, one of the, oh, I remember him putting these paintings. I think in his texture pack, the custom paintings, he just added, one of these is a moon. Oh, look at this. It's the sun. We found it. Thank you, Observatory. One of the biggest fights in mixed martial arts coming up is coming up this Saturday. One of the biggest fights of all year, probably. The rematch of Anderson Silva and Chael Sonnen. For people who don't follow mixed martial arts, Anderson Silva has the longest winning streak in mixed martial arts, or in the UFC. I think he's up to 15 or 16 wins in a row, something like that. He's been the middleweight champion for several years. He has the record for the longest reign, and most consecutive wins. And the only person to ever really come close to beating him was Chael Sonnen, who was very effective in taking him down, beating him up, and was really aggressive. Never really gave Anderson Silva time to settle down and get his rhythm. One thing about watching Anderson Silva fight is he sort of starts slow, and people have always given him space to sort of warm up, and maybe like towards the end of the first round he'll start moving his hands back and forth really quick, which is sort of the code for he's about to unleash hell on you. You're about to get knocked out or submitted or something. Good, man, get to work on this. How long you been working on this dumb thing? Get to work. Chael Sonnen never really gave him a chance to get comfortable. He went right after him right from the get-go. A little while ago, I actually went back and watched Good's old Mindcrack videos from when they started this particular map. I wanted to see how this spawn village came to be. And so just a few days ago, I watched him tear down his the house that used to be here and start this, and he still hasn't done much. I guess he's got a little signal tower there. To answer the question, don't have a pick for who's going to win. I only know I'm really excited to watch it. I wonder if... what's Kurt going to do when he gets to the Farlands? Is he just going to wander around it like I am, looking at stuff? Maybe he probably would. I mean, if you get there, you're probably going to spend some time looking at the weirdness. Let's find the center. How about maybe by the portal? That's probably the best place to put a weird bed up in the air for people to see. Yeah. Well, I was thinking, no, let's put it by the observatory so Kurt can see it. There we go. That's a better idea. I was wandering around here thinking of where to put the bed. Beyond Naked Mage asks, what games/maps will be on your channel coming up? Well, Vex has made it known that he's been working on a new Super Hostile. He was for a little while working on a map called Fallen Kingdom, which is going to, I think at this point it's going to be like a rage quit hardcore map where you only have one life, but it takes place in an abandoned like city state with a bunch of medieval buildings, and he said that he spent so long making the buildings that he was afraid of getting burnt out on the project and decided to make that a... Ooh, look at my food bar. He decided to make that a side project and instead started a different map called Hellfire Chasms or something like that. It's sort of a sequel / in the same spirit of Kaizo Caverns and Legendary. I'm not sure if it's going to have as many outdoor areas as Legendary, but it's going to be the same size or larger than Legendary. It's going to be linear branching, and me and Joe Hills are both going to be beta testing that when he finishes with that, so I'm waiting for that. I will of course be continuing the Mindcrack videos. I like doing these quite a bit. I like everybody on the server. It's a lot of fun. Ultra Hardcore season whatever we're on, 8, will be coming out when... Here. Let's see, how many signs do I have left? I have 2. I could make some more too. Yeah, let's make this a little bit bigger. Let's do it right. We're waiting on 1.3 to do that. There we go. I'm going to need a workbench. Let's see. We're waiting on 1.3 to do the next Ultra Hardcore season. I'm excited to do that. Let's make an extra sign so we can have 3 here. I'm thinking Kurt may come up here and look at these. And then I want an extra bed. Let's make a double. Oh, I wish I had 6 walls so I could make a triple wide bed just and be baller about it. There we go. Let's see. Don't want to fall off while I'm up here. That would suck. Only 2 beds. Well, what can you do? I only... Black wall. Only have the 1 wall. Oh well. Okay, give me this back. You know what? I have... yeah. Okay. So I'm going to write something on the signs, and I'm not actually going to show you what it says. I'm going to wait for Kurt to come up here to see what it says. So you're not going to get to see that in this video. Oh, also, Skyrim will be coming up soon, and possibly some Project Zomboid if I get to it. But in other news, 4th of July is coming up. I'm going to be out of town for several days for that. There may be a gap in videos of a few days. So, indeed, whatnot, and etc. I guess that about wraps up this video. What, did it take 2 days? This is like a typical Farlands or Bust video. Although it's Spawn Village or Bust when we got here in one video. Woohoo! And I actually made myself a custom skin. Let's look at it one last time. Just for this video, only time I'll use it unless we team up again in Ultra Hardcore or something. So please donate to Child's Play charity. You can do that by going to farlandsorbust.com. Let's get Kurt all the way to 100%. So he's got 5 more videos to make. Yeah, let's give him more work. Let's give some kids some toys. You can go to farlandsorbust.com and use the chip-in widget for that. Indeed, whatnot, and etc. Okay, so thanks for joining me this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ask more questions in the comments, which I won't be answering because this is a one-off video. My name is Zisteau. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Oh.